Welcome once again to another episode of the Random Access Podcast, brought to you by rapodcast.net. This is episode 832, recorded live on April 19th, 2025. And here are your hosts. The man who asked me to try out some cookies, Dave Play.
Hey!
And the man who gladly jumped on that grenade, Andy Lowe. Hi.
Fell on that sword, jumped on that grenade.
Fell on that sword so hard.
Oh man, that's just
I know.
It's a terrible,
the
terrible
sacrifices
sword
I make.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And poor Andy. Poor Andy. Nabisco has a new cookie out.
That they do.
They have a gluten-free Chips Ahoy. Now, I was never a huge Chips Ahoy fan. I mean, Chips Ahoy are okay cookies, but, like, they're no Oreos.
The chewy Chips Ahoy cookies used to just get destroyed at my house growing up.
I could believe that.
The chewy Chips Ahoy cookies, they would just, as soon as that box was open, because nobody wanted to open the box. Like, you didn't want to break the seal.
You didn't want to be that person?
Yeah, you didn't want to be the one to break the seal, but as soon as that seal was broken, they were destroyed. And I swear, there was one time, I don't know who did it, but somebody opened the box from the back.
And that was a terrible thing?
Well, they opened the box from the back, and so it was still sealed at the front, and they were slowly eating the cookies out of the back of the container. So it was, I think I was one of the ones to like first open it up, and then I opened it up and I pulled the thing out there. I'm like, why are half the cookies gone? And then I look, I'm like, why is the back? Oh, somebody was sneaking the cookies.
So because this is, I see now. Okay, this is going back to the, you don't want to be the person to open the box. So someone had sneakily opened the back of the box.
Yes.
So as to not make it look like they had opened the box.
So they could have more of the Chips Ahoy cookies.
Okay. All right then.
Yep.
That sounds good.
Yep. So yes.
But there's a gluten-free Chips Ahoy now, and I asked Andy to provide a taste comparison, taste test, as it were.
I have done this already because the Nabisco had gluten-free Oreos.
Yep.
So I did a blind taste testing with those, and those I could not tell. Like I spent a good half of each box doing an actual blind taste test, trying to figure out which one was which, and I could not tell for the life of me. Now, that was the Oreos. These Chips Ahoy cookies, during the first initial bites, were pretty spot on. So
for the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning, when you're first chewing it, it's
when you bite into it.
Yes, when you bite
the bite is the same.
The bite is the same. But there is something with, I'm guessing, the binding agent that they're using instead of, gluten.
The thing that they have to avoid.
Yes. Whatever they're using instead of gluten for the binding agent kind of breaks down in your saliva. So by the time you're like in the process of masticating this cookie.
Yes. I'm not laughing because it's a dirty word. I'm just laughing because you chose to use that word instead of chewing.
Okay, sure. So by the time you get your saliva starts to break it down, it almost gets to like a cookie dough type of feeling in the mouth, which is a little weird. Like you're going from a good crunch to then just.
But I thought you liked the chewy Chips Ahoy.
I do, but it was slightly off-putting.
It is. It absolutely is. Welcome to eating gluten-free.
Things are fine until
now. Just
not.
Imagine that with bread.
Oh boy.
Also, if you're imagining that with bread, you're probably imagining it wrong because you're imagining a large slice of bread, which does not exist.
No, it does not.
Gluten-free bread is tiny.
Yes. Was it Urbelli's that you got the gluten-free crust that was actually not bad?
Urbelli's was all right.
Okay.
It's not great gluten-free crust, but out here there's a place called Novanta, and they have a very nice gluten-free crust. If you ever come out here, I will almost certainly take you to Novanta.
Well, I have been.
I guess if you ever come out here again, because you have come out here.
I have been out there.
You have been out here. You bought a car here.
Yes. Oh, I still love tell people that story.
Yep. But if you ever come back,
yes.
I hear there's some good summer camps in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah, nope, that's going to have to start being a thing soon. Right now, we're good for about the next 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Well, because...
You got the camps all planned out?
Well, no, because the daycare that we currently go to with Megan and that Isaac went to, they have a summer program for elementary school kids.
Neat.
So... Come June 6th, June 6th is the last day, 7th, 8th, June 9th, that's the first Monday after school gets out. Isaac's just going to hop in the car and go to daycare with Megan, and they've got a whole summer program. We'll find out on the 30th, but like before they had field trips like twice a week. So they were going to parks and museums and zoos, and they went to the movies. So they were doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Nice.
And if we don't want to do that anymore, the after-school program for Portage is run by the Y, and the Y has a whole summer program as well for elementary school kids as well.
Okay.
So for like the next 3 years, we'll be okay. After that, then we'll have to figure out what's going on, because Isaac will then be in middle school.
Yep.
And that kind of hurt me a little bit to say.
I just went to my godkid's 6th birthday party. Yeah, I'm not okay with this.
Yeah. Kate's niece is going to be graduating next year, which was...
Yep.
Yeah.
My niece is in high school.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. You look at him, you're like, I remember when you were extremely tiny.
I remember before you existed.
Yes. I'm trying to remember if I... Yes. No, I did. Yeah, because we were dating before that.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I've got 4 colors here.
Do you?
Yes.
What 4 colors?
Blue, green, red, and pink.
Blue, green, red, and pink.
Yes.
Let's go with the pink.
All right. Very festive for the Easter holiday weekend.
Sure.
Wild berries flavored. Wild berries.
So, speaking of Easter, there's a cookie that you have for Purim. It's called a Hamantaschen. It's a little like short cookie. It's in a triangle and it's folded in, and there's a little bit of jelly or jam on the inside.
So it's like a pyramid jelly-filled cookie?
It's not a pyramid. Like pyramids are tetrahedron. It's a flat cookie.
Okay.
But if you just think of a cookie that is a triangle, but like with a divot in the center.
Ah, okay.
And you put some jam in that. I saw today.
I see. Okay. I just Googled Jewish triangle cookies.
They are called Hamantaschen because Haman is the villain of the Purim story, and he has a triangular hat.
I see.
That is his most identifiable thing.
Is his hat.
So his hat. He has a triangular hat.
Okay.
So they make Hamantaschen, which are cookies after the form of his hat, the villain's hat. I found one for Easter. It's the same thing, except the cookie is in the shape of a hand.
That's kind of funny.
And the jam or jelly you do is like a strawberry jam.
Okay.
Because it's the stigmata.
Oh. Took me a second there. I was thinking like...
I love it.
Maybe there was like something Easter bunny related, something, I don't know. No, stigmata,
no,
then...
It's the hand, because it's the stigmata, and it's hilarious.
So you're gonna bite the hand that... how do I finish that? Bite the hand that saves you?
Sure.
I don't know. I'll workshop that one. I've got some friends, though. If I send them a picture of that, they'll think it's hilarious. I'm not sure what wild berries this berry flavor is. Like, it's definitely a berry flavor, but I can't place what berries.
It's just berry.
Mm-hmm. It's like when that Mountain Dew had like 50 flavors in it. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's flavorful. What flavor is it? It's hard to tell.
I mean, the same thing with like Dr. Pepper, right? Yeah. Like Dr. Pepper is like, this is 27 flavors. I'm like, yeah. But what it really means is that it's flavored of Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
That is the flavor. Mm-hmm. It becomes that. Don't try to separate out the different flavors. This is not like a bunch of wine. That is the flavor. You don't say that the flavor of butter pecan ice cream is like eggs and vanilla and sugar. It's fucking butter pecan. That's the flavor.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep drinking it. It's okay. I'm going to have to keep my energy up, though, because I'm going to have to be Easter Bunny tonight.
Oh, you got to go hide all the eggs?
Yes, but the kids have actually decided to hide a couple eggs for each other, so that's nice.
Aww.
I know.
That's really cute.
We were discussing last night, though. We're like, oh, what are we going to put in the eggs? Like, shoot, we don't have any candy. And then, trying to go to the store the day before Easter to find candy.
Oh, there's probably a ton at Meijer. Come on.
The Easter candy at Meijer was wiped out, except for, like, all the really weird flavors.
Like all the bad candy. You can tell what the bad candy is?
Yes, you can tell what the bad candy is that nobody wants. It's all like those robin eggs and, just like the weird flavors of the Tootsie Rolls. Which for me, I liked
flavors of Tootsie Rolls.
What?
I liked the weird flavors of Tootsie Rolls.
I like the weird flavors of the Tootsie Rolls too, but I'm like, I don't know if the kids are going to like those, and I don't really want to bring a whole bunch of candy into the house because then I'll just eat the candy. So I went to the main candy aisle and just stole some of the snack size and sharing sizes of those because I think we've only got like 24 eggs to hide, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Just don't forget them.
Oh.
Know where they go.
Oh, I've told you the Easter story, right?
Probably. Yeah, I think so.
With the egg, which we didn't know was either 68 or 89.
Yes, and I've seen the picture.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I've told you the Afikoman story. I think you were there for the Afikoman story.
Yep. Whole thing of hiding food. So weird. But I got a kick out of it as a kid, so we'll let it go. Well, should we hit topics?
I mean, yeah, probably. The AI landscape is changing way too fast.
Yes.
Last week, this is not a topic, but it's something that happened this week, and so I want to just bring it up real quick. OpenAI announced GPT 4.1.
Okay. How is it different than
GPT-03 and their agentic programming command line tool?
Somebody at OpenAI needs to get better with their naming structure.
Here's my guess. My guess is there are 2 or even 3 teams that are have different ways of planning things out and doing. So now there's 04 mini, GPT 4.1 mini, GPT 4.1 nano, 03 mini, GPT 4.0 mini, 01 mini.
And
those are just the minis. There's also 04, 03, 01, 4.0, 4.1, and 4.0. Why?
Well, it's just, I don't remember if we talked about that with, what was it? Facebook. Facebook announced their new llama herd.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. It was like Llama 4 Behemoth, Llama 4 Maverick, Llama 4 Scout.
But those were all at least Llama 4s.
Yes.
Oh, and there's a GPT 4.5 preview.
Oh, my goodness. They just, it was kind of funny. AI was brought up during the book club discussion tonight. And I think Bri asked ChatGPT to give a summary of the book that we read. And this book came out in 2024.
Uh-huh.
And it actually had a decent summary of the book chapter by chapter.
Without, did it do a live search or did it just have that?
That part, I don't know. You'd have to ask Brian.
Because it depends what model he used. Because if it's a newer model, those have web search available.
Well, you'll have to ask Brian. He was just talking about how he had asked ChatGPT about the book.
Okay.
And I was just like, really, that's
I wanted to try something with 4.1 really quick because it had just come out, and I'm like, you know what? Let me look at this. Let me see this. And so I spun up. Do you want to guess how long it took me to spin up a thing to be I can send, not through ChatGPT, but just I can send an arbitrary command/request and get a response?
No, how quickly?
About 5 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
It was so fast to get it set up. And most of that was realizing, oh, right, I need to go make an API key. Let me go do that.
So crazy.
Yeah, it was real fast. So where's this 4.5 preview? 4.5 preview. Whoa, 4.5 preview is expensive. Holy crap. Probably because it's a preview. $75 per million tokens.
That is a lot.
For reference, 4.1 is $2 per million tokens.
Oh, dang it.
Wow, it costs money to use the preview. Holy crap. And O4 Mini is $1.10 per million? What's O3 Minis? I think they talked about it being even cheaper. And what about that 4 point something nano? 4.1 nano.
I still can't.
4.1 nano is 10 cents per million.
I don't know what.
That's really fucking cheap.
Is that like per query?
Per 1 million tokens.
Oh, okay.
So remember when you send stuff, it creates tokens.
Yes. No, I understand. I thought it was going to be like price per query, and I'm like, I don't even know what I would do for 1 million queries. But no, if you're doing per token, okay, that's a more reasonable.
Per token.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, still.
Yeah.
Also, 4.1 Nano's context window is 1 million tokens.
Oh my goodness.
That's huge. That's a really big context window.
Yes.
It's dumb, though, according to this. I'm looking at their, like, intelligence. It has a 2 on its intelligence. It is not a reasoning model. So it's a chat bot. What about O4? God, yeah. So anyway, they need to get better at their rate limits, tier 1, tier 2. Interesting. At their naming conventions, because this is bullshit. Like, I don't know what the difference is between all of these. 4.0 transcribe, speech to text model powered by GPT 4.0. I wonder how much it would cost to transcribe our podcast.
I don't know.
Learn more.
Oh, I looked at that puzzle game that I was doing online. I'm now out of the top 100. I'm in the top 150 now.
Aww.
Because I haven't done it. Because I can't.
Yep.
I have nowhere to go with this puzzle. So
you got stuck on one?
I just got stuck on it, and I'm like, I'm done trying to bash my head against the wall. So I just stopped playing. But still, out of 8,503 people who've passed the first puzzle, I'm in the top 150.
Nice.
So it's one of those things. But sorry. But yes, no naming structure. Ugh.
They need a better naming structure. This is ridiculous.
Well, speaking...
although there are 3 great challenges in computer science.
Okay.
And one of those is naming something.
Yes.
Naming something is one of the 3 great challenges of computer science.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I mean, how did we even name this podcast? I don't know. This was...
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what the other issues are?
User interface?
Nope.
No.
Off by 1 errors.
Oh. Yeah, I can see that. What's the last one?
Andy.
Oh. It's like those shirts that say there are 2 types of people. Ones who can, figure out from like lack
infer.
Yeah, infer from like less information.
Incomplete information. Yeah. 3 great problems in computer science. Naming things and off by 1 errors.
Well, speaking of AI...
Yeah.
Your LG TV might start using AI.
Aren't they already doing AI for like upsampling?
Well, this one is for advertising.
Oh, no.
Marketing and data science company ZenApps announced a partnership with LG to bring emotionally intelligent insights and targeting to your LG TV.
Do not want.
Yes. Somehow the TV will see and figure out your emotional state to show you more relevant ads to how you're feeling.
Yeah, that's going to be great for those like compulsive eaters.
Oh, jeez.
Who are, not compulsive eaters, the depression eaters.
Yeah. So
they're you seem upset. How about some McDonald's?
Yes, they have created a large emotion model. I don't even know what the hell that means.
Probably not much.
Yes, but they said they're having emotional intelligence AI capabilities to
do not like.
Yeah.
Do you remember the what's the word? Starts with P. Not copyright, not trademark. Patent. The patent that Sony filed years ago when they got like PlayStation Move for unskippable ads that you had to interact with.
Oh, jeez.
This feels like the same amount of outrage as that. Thankfully, with that, Sony filed that patent and then just like sat on it. They're like, we don't need to do anything with this. This is fine.
Yeah. I don't want
really
to have
hoping
my
that this
smart
is...
TV analyzing my profile to figure out how I am feeling.
I mean, they're already doing that, right? Like, Google knows that and probably can guess based on what you're doing.
Probably. LG, though, does have ACR. What is ACR? I'm trying to find it in the article. Where do they say ACR is? Hold on, let me do Control F, ACR. Really? You use an abbreviation in this article, but you don't actually tell me what the abbreviation is? Dude, whoever wrote this article... What does ACR stand for? Automatic Content Recognition. Okay, so that's your automatic content recognition. That's your ad stuff for your TV. You can disable it. So LG hasn't said which TVs this is going to be on, but if you have an LG TV, you can turn it off. Just take a Google search on that one. But once again, this is why TVs are so cheap, because they're connected to the internet and they make the money off of your data.
Yeah.
Part of me, like, our 46-inch TV, which is, older than the kids, is still going strong. But I feel like if I get a new TV, like, part of me doesn't want to get a smart TV, right? Just want to get...
I kind of don't want to.
Because, yes, I've got a Chromecast plugged into there, but that Chromecast can only do so much, right?
What you tell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, it can only, it's not going to watch me 24/7. Well, not 24/7. Well, actually... Wasn't there a thing with like Samsung TVs or something? Or there was some brand of TVs that was like actually like monitoring you more than people realized, because it had a built-in web camera, I think, on the TV
and microphone.
Yeah, and a microphone.
Let's see. What TVs are spying on you? And immediately it's like, yep. Both the AI answer and the like top Google answer is like smart TVs. Smart TVs are spying on you. Absolutely. Well, not all smart TVs have cameras. Many collect personal data, and some have been caught spying. Vizio collected viewing history from 11 million users. Samsung have cameras for features like gesture control or facial expression analysis, and may send data to the manufacturer. Yep, your TV is spying on you.
Yep. So that's one thing. Lovely.
Yep.
Let's see, what else? What's piquing your interest on this list?
What is piquing my interest? The Scopely.
Okay, so yes. So we had that whole thing where Niantic says we want to sell. Scopely says we want to buy. All of us went, great. So, right after Niantic sold to Scopely for $3.5 billion, Niantic made 68 layoffs, and a lot of us went, that's not good.
Wait a minute.
It turns
out... You say you weren't going to do this?
Well, it turns out that those layoffs were already previously announced before Niantic got bought.
Okay, so they were already planned.
Yes. And they were layoffs at Niantic Spatial, which is their AR tech non-gaming division.
But isn't that the thing that Niantic just wanted to keep?
I don't know.
They just yep, whatever.
But these Scopely wanted, Scopely came out and said, well, this was not us. Everybody, slow down a second.
Calm down. We're a terrible, evil company, but that wasn't us.
Yeah. They said they actually came out and said, no, this was not us. They actually said Scopely will not be making any workforce reductions as part of our acquisition of Niantic's game businesses. We are excited to welcome every employee from Niantic's games business to our team, and any personnel decisions made by Niantic Spatial are independent of Scopely. So they have also said that, as they always do, nothing's going to change with these games right now, which all of us are still going, Granted, I haven't played Pokemon Go in a while. And I know Isaac hasn't either because his Pokédex is full. So every time he opens it up, he goes, oh, my Pokédex is full. I can't.
You mean his box is full?
Yes. His Pokemon storage is full. Okay. So he can't catch anything. Oh. I'm just watching Kate's computer next to me suddenly go into a Windows Update reboot. Womp, womp.
That's not great.
No, I hope she didn't have anything open. So yes, I love that they came out with a press release basically saying that was not us.
Yeah.
The layoffs were not us. That was already pre-planned before this whole thing happened. Don't look at us.
Switch?
Yes, Switch 2.
Switch 2.
We had talked about with that whole tariff thing where the pre-orders for the Switch 2 kind of got put on hold. because Nintendo had no idea what was going to happen, like everybody else in the world. But they have said that the pre-orders are back on for US and Canada. April 24th, pre-orders will open up. Switch 2 by itself cost $450, but the Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World bundle cost $500.
Yeah, which actually is not a bad deal because the games are going to be like 80 bucks each.
Yeah.
So you get $30 off.
So here we go. So
here's the thing. They said that they are not going to increase the price of the Switch 2. Now, first off, Nintendo probably isn't changing their price at all because they don't care about the tariffs. That's not how tariffs work.
Yeah.
Nintendo isn't paying the tariffs. I want to make this clear. Nintendo is not paying the tariffs. That's not how tariffs work. So Nintendo is selling these for some amount of money, and that amount, I'm sure, isn't changing, right?
Yes.
They're selling the Switch to an importer for, $350 a unit, something like that.
Yes.
And then those importers are selling them to wholesalers who are selling them to stores who sell them to you. What Nintendo does have control over is the MSRP, the minimum suggested retail price. And that's really just not even an agreement. It's a
suggestion
It's a suggestion. It's a suggested retail price, but it's a suggestion to let consumers know, hey, if you see it for more than this, they're ripping you off.
Yep.
And Nintendo was considering raising the MSRP. And in fact,
they did
for the peripherals.
Yes. For the accessories, the prices are going to go up due to market conditions.
Which is interesting because, again, Nintendo's not making any more or less by doing that.
My question is where are these peripherals it's got to be making in China or Japan, right?
Yep.
So unless they're...
I presume made in China.
Probably. So the question is, what would be causing an increase in price for the accessories?
I mean, what do you mean?
Is there what's the reasoning behind keeping the main? They probably just don't want to tell people, the Switch is going to cost more,
right?
So they're trying to make up.
The Switch is just too expensive.
They're just trying to make it up on the accessories, then.
Right.
Okay.
They are trying to just get the accessories
because anybody's going to have
They would raise the price on the rest of it. That's what's going on. They would raise the price if they thought they could get away with it.
Yes, but
they can't.
No. Nintendo started moving some of its Switch console manufacturing to Vietnam in 2019. So that's one way to get around the Chinese tariffs.
Sort of. It still comes from, I guess, yeah, because it's not coming from China anymore.
No, it's coming from Vietnam, which is currently a tariff at 46%, which is now on hold for the 90-day pause period. Thank you, bond market.
Woo!
Yeah, it's really sad when the market goes crazy and people are not buying treasury bonds.
Yep.
That's alarm bells right there. So, pre-orders. You have to be 18 years or older, sign in with your Nintendo account, and register that you're interested in pre-ordering. Then you'll be sent an invitation email when it's time to place your pre-order, and the invitation will be valid for 72 hours. Invitation emails will be prioritized on a first-come, first-served basis to registrants who have purchased a Nintendo Switch Online membership with a minimum of 12 months of paid membership and a minimum of 50 total gameplay hours as of April 2nd, 2025.
Wait, say that last part again?
Which part? The fact that first-come, first-serve who have...
something about a playtime requirement?
Yes. Minimum of 50 total gameplay hours.
On your account?
Yes, as of April 2nd.
On your... Huh. Interesting.
So it's already been past April 2nd when they announced this. So if a scalper is trying to get a bunch of bots together to try and sweep up a whole bunch of the pre-orders, it's too late because there's no way in heck they've got a bunch of bots who have 50 total hours of gameplay.
Yeah, although how secure do you think most people's Nintendo accounts are?
Oh, probably not very secure. Is there actually any sort of two-factor authentication for Switch accounts?
I don't think so.
Oh, how to set up two-factor verification for a Nintendo account. It is possible.
Yeah,
Oh, through the Google Authenticator
I meet these criteria.
app.
I'm sure I have more than 50 total gameplay hours on my account, given that I played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. and Metroid Dread to register. And I have had a Nintendo Switch Online membership, I think, for 12 months. Do I want the Mario Kart World Bundle?
I've always been a fan of Mario Kart. I'm trying to get Isaac to... We tried to play Mario Kart Wii, but that did not work out very well, especially since, the Wii's got the motion controls for turning, and he hasn't really figured that out yet.
Yeah, but you didn't have to use the motion controls, right?
I don't... Maybe not.
I'm quite certain you didn't need to use them.
Oh, yeah, because I think if you had, like, the Pro controller, I think that one didn't have any motion controls in it. I don't know, we could try Mario Kart Wii again at some point. They tried playing Mario Party without me the other day. That did not go well.
Because they don't know what to do, or what?
The rest of the family's not great at the Mario Party games.
So you were just sitting there like, yeah.
Well, I was off at the Torch Club that night, so they tried doing it. They wanted to play Mario Party because that's what was in the Wii at the time, and it just did not go well. Heck, I was playing with Isaac on the easy difficulty against two of the computers, and their stupid bonus stars lost me the game. Yes, I know. It's one of those things where it's like, yes, I feel like I have passed some sort of right by getting pissed off at a Mario Party game.
Yeah.
You, sir, are now a man. You have you have rage quit Mario Party.
You lost Mario Party because of randomness.
Yep. Well, speaking of prices and things...
Bullshit randomness.
Sony actually announced that they are increasing the price of the PS5 in Europe, UK, Australia, and New Zealand.
Why?
Because of a challenging economic environment. This is only, for the base PS5. The PS5 Pro price remains unchanged.
But... Challenging economic environment, so we're going to make it more expensive.
Mm-hmm. The PS5 Digital Edition will now retail at €500.
That's a very expensive piece of equipment.
Yes. What is the exchange rate for €500? No, not 5,000 euros. $568 right now.
Really?
Yep.
500 euros is $568.
Yep.
Dude, it's time to go to Europe.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the yen? What's the yen exchange rate?
All right, hold on.
100 USD to yen. Oh my God.
14 yen? Is that really? That's really?
No.
Oh, 14,000.
Yep.
Okay. $100 to 14,000 yen. Really?
So it's 142 yen to the dollar. There's a thing in Japan of going to the convenience store. Like, convenience store culture there is a lot different than here. And they have 500 yen lunches.
That is a cheap lunch.
That's $300. It's $3.50.
That's like I can't even get a Happy Meal for that amount.
Yep.
Most times. Yeah, I went to go get a Happy Meal the other day, and it was like $6.25 for the Happy Meal, and I'm just like,
Jesus.
Let me find that $5 meal deal that all the franchisees at McDonald's were complaining about because it's losing them money. I'm like, well, I will get that one. Wow, $3.50. Wow, okay, so we're talking, has it ever been this much of a discrepancy? Oh, it looks like back in 1998, we were close. 1998, $100 for 14,641 yen. And then they got a lot close. Wow, 2012, it was actually the other way around.
Was it?
$100 was 78 yen back in 2012.
Oh, yeah. And that continued up until 2013, where it crossed again.
Yep.
And then, oh no. Give you a hint, Andy. There's an inflection point after that, because it went up and then it started coming back down.
And then...
and it was about a 1 to 100 ratio, like the normal ratio.
Yep.
And then something happened.
Then the pandemic happened.
Then something happened. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Holy crap, for a little while there, back July of last year, 160.
Dang.
Gotta go to Japan. Of course, if I go to Japan, they might not let me back in the country, so...
Yep. Oh, so remember how we talked about how Ted Cruz and that other Texas senator
put that they wanted the shuttles.
Yes, and we thought, why are they doing that? Turns out we were not alone in asking why.
Yeah.
So the guys at Ars Technica basically started asking around, and because, nobody actually wanted to say anything. This was all, on background, don't quote me sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But it was all basically a political move because John Cornyn is running for Texas governor.
Oh.
And he wants to have something that says, hey, look, I am fighting for for Texas against Washington.
Yeah, look at me.
Yes. Texas needs to have a space shuttle because dang it.
So I can be the governor of Texas.
Yes. So it turns out, yes, this is entirely a political stunt.
Great.
Because he wants to try and beat Paxton for Texas governor.
Good on Ars for doing that reporting, though.
Yes, that was it's one of those things I'm going down the list going like, why are they doing it? I'm like, I asked that same exact question. Let me look. Oh, yep, political.
Yep.
So
Tesla, speaking of political.
Okay.
Tesla has been brought under investigation saying, hey, I think the car is lying about its odometer.
What? That is not something you lie about. That carries that carries some serious penalties if you mess with if you mess with the odometer. That is like a serious offense.
Does it? Who's going to be carrying out the investigation of that, Andy?
Well, that's like even a state penalty, if I remember correctly. Like,
really? You think so? You don't think it's going to be like the Department of Transportation or one of its subsidiary functionaries?
No, there's a section 233A of the Michigan Vehicle Code talks about odometer mileage disclosure statements.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see what the penalty is. Penalty, here we go. Violating this statute is punishable by up to 10 years in prison and a $2,000 fine per violation. If the violation occurs within 3 years of the vehicle's model year, the fine increases to $4,000 and possibly a 15-year prison sentence if you mess with the odometer in a vehicle.
Well, we'll see.
So how is Tesla messing with the odometers?
It may be over-reporting.
Oh, plaintiff alleges on information and belief that Tesla employs an odometer system that utilizes predictive algorithms, energy consumption metrics, and driver behavior multipliers that manipulate and misrepresent the actual mileage traveled by Tesla vehicles. Oh, the guy...
Specifically, so that they don't have to cover the cars, right? If it pushes the odometer higher, it pushes the car out of warranty sooner.
Yes. Okay, so this guy is a data analyst from LA. Okay.
Yep. Who knows how far he travels.
Yes. I mean, he's a data analyst. I feel like this would be, known info. Okay, so he bought a used Tesla Model Y with 36,772 miles on the odometer. Despite driving approximately 20 miles per day, based on his own estimate, the odometer indicated an average of over 72 miles per day. What?
That is a much higher... That's more than 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Like, now, cars handle odometers just purely based on the wheels turning. I guess if your Tesla's, like, slipping the entire time...
Okay, so these guys in this article reached out to a Tesla hacker. And he says he doubts Tesla would have been able to hide something like that from him and the broader Tesla hacking community, but he admits that they weren't looking for it. And he believes that it's likely that Tesla uses predictive algorithms for its odometer. Okay. I know enough former Tesla employees to think the accusations are plausible simply based on company culture.
Oh, we can only hope.
Something seems fishy. Yeah, well, I know a lot of people who worked at Tesla, and yeah, that sounds about right. Really, that's the type of culture at Tesla. Lovely. We'll have to see if that goes anywhere. Granted, he's doing it as a class action lawsuit, which I think the last couple of times people have gone against it, they haven't allowed class actions to be brought against Tesla. They've had to go through arbitration. So this might get thrown out basically just on.
I mean, but even if it goes to arbitration, like,
yeah,
that, you know, and as you say, it's also a state issue.
Yes. Yes, because
so
selling vehicles,
think about.
You know, mileage is basically a pretty good indicator of a vehicle's value.
Mm-hmm.
So if your mileage is not right, that is a major problem for buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
And since the state wants their cut of a vehicle's value when it's sold, state's not going to be too happy.
It's in the state's interest for it to be more expensive.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Oh, here's a SpaceX news.
Okay.
So, SpaceX recently, in I think February, landed one of their Falcon 9 first stages on a barge in the country waters of the Bahamas. Because it's better for certain flight profiles that they needed to put, you know, they wanted to land it that way, just the way that it was flying.
Sure.
So, it's back in February, I do believe, that they finally got the first one landed. February 18th, first Falcon 9 landing in the Bahamas waters. Well, after the fun times with the last two Starship flights, Bahamas has basically said, you guys are not allowed to use any of our waters until there is a full... What do they call it? A full what are they looking for? An environmental assessment.
Regulatory?
Yes.
Oh.
SpaceX is banned from Bahamian waters until a full environmental assessment is reviewed by them of the last two Starship launches.
Ooh.
Now, you know, this is a recent thing, so there have been plenty of Falcon 9 launches that haven't used Bahamas waters.
Yep.
But
I mean, it probably, like, SpaceX is going to be looking at that and saying, well, is it more cost effective to do the environmental assessment or to just move?
Which, like I said, yes, this is a new development. So there have been plenty of previous Falcon 9 launches. It's just, you know, landing in the Bahama waters is more ideal for certain flight paths.
Yeah. But, like, how much better?
That part, I don't know.
Because that's going to be the thing of, like, well, we could put down there, but do we have to? We could move it somewhere else.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. All right. Is there anything else on this list that you want to talk about? The surprising thing is Google has actually lost an anti-competitive antitrust case against the DOJ.
The DOJ?
Yes.
I keep losing track of which government agency is responsible for anti-competitive stuff. It's not the FTC?
No, this one was the actual USA suing Google. When was this filed? January 24th, 2023. So that was the original filing. United States and 8 states filed a 5-count complaint against Google using the Sherman Act, alleging monopolization, blah, 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 blah. Well, that one finally ended up with the DOJ winning.
Okay.
The judge found Google liable under Section 1 and 2 of the Sherman Act due to its practices in the ad tech tool and exchange spaces, but dismissed the argument that Google had operated a monopoly in ad networks. So it's like a half win, and of course Google is going to, appeal.
Immediately appeal.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely they're going to appeal.
Oh, and the other fun fact is they've been, looks like there is an internal messaging app at Google that deletes records of chats between employees.
What?
And this was not the first time they were told not to do that.
Yeah, no shit.
There was a case, August 5th, 2024. Judge ruled that, warned Google over its failure to preserve internal communications. So they've already been warned, and this happened a second time. And that they might get sanctioned if this happens again. Oh my.
God damn it, Google.
Yeah. So this might be force. How would you, we'd have to force Google to split the ad, spin off the ad?
But they're going to have to split off something.
Yeah. Well, they're already, because there's a whole separate case about search in Chrome. So there was already speculation that Google would have to spin off Chrome as its own thing.
Yeah. We might see a shattering, the likes of which we haven't seen since Ma Bell.
Oh, my goodness. Granted, you look at Ma Bell now, and it's like
Ma Bell again.
Yes. It's been Frankenstein back together. Except it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because you have AT&T and Verizon.
AT&T and Verizon.
Yeah.
I also don't like T-Mobile and Sprint.
Yeah, there's a lot of them not to like. And of course, I didn't put this on the list here, but the FCC was asking everybody about like what regulations should we get rid of. Mm-hmm. A lot of them were ISPs, robocallers, and Sinclair saying that they want to own more TV stations.
Of course, Sinclair wants more TV stations.
Yes. And I'm just looking at it going like, so it's all the bad guys going, hey, can we not be regulated as much, please? Part of me is like, these regulations were put in place because people they've put it in place for a reason. That reason might not be as relevant now, but it was there for a reason.
But they weren't crimes.
All right. Should we hit the randoms?
Sure.
Unless there's anything else on here. Oh, Minecraft has made 550 million globally so far.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. It has surpassed Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which did 491 million, but it's still nowhere near the Super Mario movie, which was $1 billion. So, yeah, people were thinking it was only going to make 70 to 80 million, and those numbers were off. So, it's quite popular movie, it seems.
Indeed. I don't like that because it means that they're going to want to make another one.
Yep.
But at least they can call it
another Minecraft movie. Yes, if they don't do that, what was the Now You See Me?
They could do yet another.
Yeah,
for the one after.
They did. I still can't believe they didn't call the Now You See Me sequel Now You Don't.
Now You Don't?
No, they called it Now You See Me.
That would be amazing.
They called it Now You See Me 2.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah,
it should have been Now You Don't.
I know, and they're doing a third movie now too, I think. Yep, Now You See Me 3 should be coming out this year, November 14th. Oh, never mind. The third movie is actually going to be titled Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Hey!
There it is.
There it is. Someone figured it out.
Someone figured it out. All right, so should we do randoms?
Yes.
Okay, it is your random review now since we did a flip-flop.
My random review. I'd like to review my stovetop. /oven, my range, as it were.
Yes.
I, a couple months ago, which is to say Black Friday, bought a new refrigerator and a new oven. We got them in January, got them plugged in and installed. And fun fact, by the way, I did not know this. When you buy an oven, it does not come with a plug.
Nope, because it has to be hardwired in.
Except it doesn't have to be hardwired in. Like, the plug needs to be hardwired in. But that's true of everything. Like, my computer's plug is hardwired. Well, I guess it's not. I can disconnect it from both sides. But, like, what? So I learned that the hard way. Thankfully, the movers who were there to, like, take away the old one were like, you need to take that part off of it because you're going to need that. And I'm like, what? It's like, oh, shit, I need to actually, like, do my own electronics now. Great.
No, I had to. I did that with my in-wall oven that we got years ago.
You'd think someone would have mentioned that. But
did you read the manual before buying it like I did?
No.
Oh.
Why would you? What?
Yeah, I read the manual for
install. You read the manual for your oven?
Yes.
Before you purchased your oven?
Yes.
That is interesting. That's a choice. I got the Samsung Bespoke 6.3 cubic feet slide-in electric induction range with ambient edge lighting.
Top.
I got an induction cooktop. Now, there are some concerns with an induction cooktop. For instance, you need to have the right pans for an induction cooktop.
Yes, you need to have the right pans for an induction.
But I've been using an induction cooktop for the last 5 years. I have the equivalent of a hot plate, but it's induction. So I've been using that. Imagine having an electric stove with an electric glass top heating element, and sitting on top of that, plugged into the wall, is a little hot plate. Mm-hmm. That's what I've been using for years, because I think it heats better, even the little dinky-ass hot plate, than the stove did. Holy crap, that little dinky-ass hot plate, nothing compared to this oven. Holy crap. It heats up fast and it heats up hot, and I like it. There's no backsplash on it, which is weird and is taking some getting used to. My other stove, the back is where the controls were.
Yeah, the controls look like it's in the front here.
The controls are in the front, which honestly took a little bit, but makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Where would you like the controls for your heating elements? Behind the heating elements?
Where you have to reach over the heating elements?
Or right in front of you?
Ours on our cooktop are off to the side.
Nice. That makes sense too. Yeah. It's been easy to clean, like shockingly easy to keep the top of this thing clean. The cooktop itself has 4 spots, as is pretty typical of an oven/range this size.
I'm looking here, though. Yeah, 2 of them on the left side look like they're connected.
You can use them as one, which is really just a shortcut. It's just like turn them both on to this heat. It doesn't actually heat the area between them.
Oh, okay.
It just links them together, which I'm a little sad at because that would be really nice for it to like actually turn that whole area on, because I have a griddle that I sit over there and I make pancakes on it.
Yes, that would be nice. Yeah, because then you still have hot spots on your griddle.
Yeah, the griddle has 2 hot spots on it.
Yep.
But, I mean, it's still nicer than not. The one on the right is enormous. And then the little teeny one in the middle, I can't use right now. It doesn't work.
Oh, no.
I have a service technician coming on Monday to look at it. It's never worked. It didn't work when I got it. And I just finally got to call the service center and be like, hey, by the way, please send someone.
Well, that was like our in-wall is a oven microwave combo, and it's split. Mm-hmm. And I tried using the upper microwave section as a convection oven because I wanted to do 2 things at once at different temperatures, and it wouldn't work. And I found the service code to get in there, and I turned on the service menu to like look at the temperatures and everything. Yeah, it said it was 47 degrees inside the upper microwave section while it was on because the temperature probe was not plugged in.
Yep, same thing. There's an issue with the temperature probe.
Yep. And I was like, the guy came in here and he's just like, I have to take this whole thing out, undo the top, just to plug in this one little thing. And
that should have been plugged in at the factory.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm really enjoying it. The cooktop that I had, the little hot plate one, had this really weird effect of like, it made a buzzing noise, a really high pitched buzzing noise. And this oven doesn't do that. Not to the same degree. Like the little induction plate one was bad enough that Laura couldn't be in the kitchen if it was above a 6 on its temperature scale. It was so loud and so high pitched that it just didn't work. She couldn't be in there.
Is there an app for your oven?
There is an app for my oven. I can turn my oven on remotely. I'm still a little uncertain about that. It feels weird. Because, like, if no one's home, do you really want the oven to start heating up? The oven also has an air fry mode, which is kind of cool.
Well, yeah, it's a convection oven. So, you know, the difference between a convection oven and an air fryer is basically just how powerful is your fan motor.
Yeah, also depending on, but, like, where is the fan?
Yes, where is the fan as well? Yeah.
Where's the fan relative to the heating elements? And I believe for this one, the fan actually has heating elements, like, behind it.
Well, that could be
so you can do it as like an air fryer.
Yeah, I tried doing our convection oven as an air fryer. Didn't really work that well.
No, it's not the same. It was expensive.
Well, yeah, it's a major appliance, so.
But like ovens can be like, you know, $700, $800, $1,200. This one's MSRP is $2,400. I got it on sale, and I got a discount because I got it with the refrigerator. So this was a very expensive piece of equipment.
Yes, but you probably had more options than ours because we had to fit it into the cabinet. There were literally only 2 in-wall ovens available anywhere that actually had the right dimensions.
Yep. So, I mean, mine's a standard size.
Yeah.
So I had plenty of options. I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to do the refrigerator, and my parents were like, you should do the oven too. Okay.
Nope.
I'm very happy with it.
The only thing left in the kitchen from when we bought the house is the cooktop, and that thing just seems to be puttering along.
Nice.
I had to open it up for some reason. I don't remember what it was, but other than like one time, haven't had any problem with it. So it seems to be fine.
Cool.
So an electric induction cooktop, convection/air fryer oven with Wi-Fi.
Smart oven.
Smart oven with Wi-Fi.
Smart oven.
At least I would say that the Wi-Fi app would probably be helpful instead of going, okay, where is the, because we never use the actual timer on our oven just because it's a pain in the butt to do. So we always have like a little timer that we picked up.
I have an Amazon clock.
Which they don't make those anymore.
Nope. I'm nursing this one along, man. They'll have to pry it from my cold dead. Well, no, it'll probably just stop working at some point.
Yes. But yeah, no, we saw it over at Jamie had his going one year for Thanksgiving, and it was actually nice to like look at all the different dots on there going, okay. So I put it on the list. It'd
be nice if those dots could be different colors.
Yes. It's like somebody's
got a smart mirror's not out of like a display. It wouldn't be too hard to code up something for that.
There was a company that did a clock built off of Raspberry Pi that had a whole bunch of smart features that would actually interact with some of the automation systems at the radio station that would do different things and show different timers and countdowns and everything. And part of me was like, this would be nice for the house.
Yeah.
But then it's like, then I would actually have to buy like an actual like display TV sort of thing to hang it up. And
oh no.
I know. Yeah, we still have analog clocks everywhere in this house. So, which is funny. Isaac is actually learning how to read a clock now in school.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. All right. So your oven, you like it.
I like my oven.
Okay. Well, should we move on to the random topic?
Sure.
All right. Random topic rolled ahead of time. Do you like my party hat?
As long as you do.
I'm trying to think of the last time I actually wore a party hat. I think I wore a Santa hat to a Christmas party of some kind. I think I've got one that's the Avengers, so it's a Santa hat, but it's all like the Avengers on there, so it's like a superhero Santa hat.
Okay, I like that as a party hat.
Yeah,
depending on the party.
Yes,
I would not suggest wearing that to like someone's wedding.
No, unless it was like a Christmas wedding. I mean, like wearing a costume to Brian Beth's wedding, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a costume party.
Yes, it was Halloween. Of course we're wearing a
yeah.
Of course we're in a costume. Duh.
Don't remember what I wore to that party.
I did Indiana Jones. Because I feel like that was an easy thing to get in and out of a suit. Because especially since he actually wore a suit in some of the movie. Felt like Indiana Jones was a good one for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I used to have a good party hat for New Year's Eve. It was a nice fedora. Speaking of Indiana Jones, I had a New Year's Eve fedora that said like Happy New Year's on the brim. I like that party hat. But
the last party hat I wore was a engagement. Was it the engagement hat? I think it was for my engagement party that my team threw at work. And it was a tiara. They gave me a tiara and said, wear this. And that was the last party hat I have worn.
It's kind of like my bachelor party where they just gave me that red hat and said, wear this.
Yep. It made you easy to identify.
Yeah. Well, I do. I'm actually really easy to identify right now because when it was cold out, I was wearing a purple Gengar knit hat and my bright blue work jacket.
Uh-huh.
So I am very easy to spot in my gear. My new work jacket, my heavy-duty winter one now is all black, so that one's not so easy to see me. Kind of blends in, but my lightweight
But
jacket,
also not a party hat.
No, not a party hat. Work did get me a baseball cap, though, with the company logo on there, so I just wear that most of the time.
Isn't your company logo the state of Michigan seal?
Well, there is a MPSCS seal.
I see.
Let's see if I can find a picture of it.
MSPS?
MPSCS.
MPSCS.
There's a black and
seal.
white one.
Michigan. I got you. It's gotta be in here. So is it just the state of Michigan with the words around it?
Yes, but it's kind of got like a... Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah, if you just MP images, it's like got a yellow sunburst behind it.
Oh, that's cute. That's not what is on their website.
No, that is not what is on their website, which...
If you have someone... If you know the right person, maybe have them update the one on their website.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay. Who makes this? What this is? Oh my god.
Yeah. No, there's lots of questions, but I'm guessing trying to redo the logo at a government agency probably requires a group of 20 people and multiple meetings. So
But they're not redoing the logo. They're just putting the correct logo where it belongs.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I just work there.
Yep.
So. All right, well, on that note, I should probably go to bed, and I think Kate's already done all the eggs, so...
Oh, yay!
I have no idea.
So you don't have to.
I don't know where any of them are hidden, so it's going to be a surprise for all of us.
Yep.
Well, that's a wrap. This has been another episode of the Random Access Podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, corrections, suggestions, remarks, reviews, rebukes, retorts, or just rants, feel free to contact us. You can find us on Twitter at RAPodcast, or send us an email at mail@rapodcast.net. Thank you for listening.